A paralyzed man hijacked a plane, but not for money or terror, just to survive. This is the unbelievable true story of Nasr Mohamed Walid, a man paralyzed and desperate, who hijacked a plane in Kuwait not for money, not for politics, but for the simple human need to survive. Nasr was born in 1959 in Tripoli, northern Lebanon. His childhood was shaped by poverty. By age 13 or 14, he was already carrying the burden of providing for his family while his mother worked as a housemaid. But his dreams were shattered in 1973 when, during the violent years in Lebanon, someone opened fire on him with a machine gun. 4 bullets lodged in his back. He was rushed to the hospital, his mother praying endlessly for a miracle. Days passed, until one day she received word that Nasr had died. She rushed to the hospital, broken, only to find out that her son was still alive, but paralyzed. Nasr survived, but at a devastating cost. He was left crippled, with a bullet still inside his body. His mother now carried him on her back from hospital to hospital, working herself to the bone to afford his food, his medicine, anything. Nasr's pain wasn't just physical. He was filled with rage every time he read about how politicians and businessmen were treated in the finest hospitals, while he, a poor nobody, was left to rot. He was desperate, angry, and hopeless. At 18, Nasr decided he would do something no one could ignore. He applied for a visa to Kuwait, one of the richest countries in the world, hoping they would help him, but his applications were always rejected. So Nasr came up with a desperate plan. On June 6, 1977, Nasr packed his medical records, his clothes, and, most shockingly, a pistol and a hand grenade, hiding them under cotton and bandages in his small bag. Because airport security wasn't like today, and because of his condition, airport staff at Beirut helped him onto the plane, carrying him along with his bag. No one suspected a thing. As soon as the Middle East Airlines flight took off for Baghdad, Nasr pulled out the grenade and the pistol, threatening the crew and demanding they reroute the flight to Kuwait. On board were 100 terrified passengers and 10 crew members. He held the grenade in his hand, ready to blow up everyone if they didn't obey. The plane landed in Kuwait. Security forces surrounded the aircraft, ready for the worst. Inside, Nasr passed a message through a flight attendant to the captain, then to Kuwaiti authorities. "I want $1.5 million, not for greed, not for power, but for my medical treatment." For 7 tense hours, negotiations went on under the supervision of Sheikh Saad al-Abdullah al-Salem al-Sabah, Kuwait's Minister of Interior and Defense at the time. Finally, at 4 a.m., Kuwaiti special forces stormed the plane. But to everyone's surprise, Nasr didn't resist. He didn't pull the trigger. He didn't detonate the grenade. He was arrested peacefully, and no passengers were harmed, except for one man who panicked, jumped out the emergency exit, and broke his arm. When Nasr and the man later crossed paths at the police station, the man angrily told him, "Because of you, I broke my arm." Nasr calmly replied, "I didn't break it, you jumped." The investigation revealed Nasr acted alone, and his desperate act wasn't terrorism but a cry for help. His mother was given a visa to visit him, and Sheikh Saad issued a decision. The case was dismissed. Not only that, Kuwait paid for Nasr's medical treatment and arranged for him and his mother to return to Lebanon with dignity. His story made global headlines, with newspapers around the world covering the strange case of the paralyzed young man who hijacked a plane, not for power or violence, but because he just wanted someone to hear his suffering.